Oh man, it's late for me. I'm gonna try to crank out these 10 cards though. I'm not actually sure how to word this card. I'm in EST. It's only 10 really, but I usually go to bed pretty early, so. Welcome, by the way. Oh, maybe I just like this on 3 lines actually. This is good. Choose a minion. It takes damage instead of your hero this turn. Yeah, the wording does feel weird. I read it and then I was like, this is good. And then I reread it and then I realized it's not good. I mean, you get what the effect does, right? What's the best way to word it, though? Maybe the one I had before was fine. Damage to your hero damages it instead this turn. Whenever your hero would be damaged this turn, deal damage to that minion instead. Yeah, I think that's like the most clear wording. Oh, what about damage to your hero is dealt to it instead this turn? With this turn, damage to your hero is dealt to it instead. I think that's probably good. Good enough. Yeah, that seems good enough. The flavor is a little bit of a fail, but it's in Karazhan, so. This art is by someone. Man, this is weird. I really can't find the source. I've seen this art a lot before, though. What about Meat Shield? Bodyguard. Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably fine. I just kind of like the spotlight idea. That's probably more, like, better if I went for a different expansion, but I think I'm just gonna stick with this art. But I do like that idea. Okay, why can I not find this art? Maybe I'll just find a different art and go with the Meat Shield idea. And then it doesn't need to go in Karazhan. Yeah, I do like the art. It's really good. Just like can't find the source for some reason. Yeah, no, I agree. It's probably suboptimal flavor for the card. Oh, maybe I can find it here. Yep, okay, it's Christopher Rios on ArtStation. Cool, alright. That was a spell that made it so only one minion could be targeted by spells. Oh, that's interesting. So like until it dies, basically, kind of like the it reminds me of almost like the effect from the tutorial of Hearthstone with Mukla, where he like flies up until he destroys minions. That's neat. I would put that at Shaman, honestly, or Mage. It can kind of go anywhere because the flavor of a Spotlight is pretty generic, so. I like that in Shaman though. Okay, I had an idea for a top-down card that I don't actually like have art for. It's just a spell called SOS, and it's probably either Rogue or Warrior, and it's probably like a Pirate Synergy card or something that has to do with pirates. Dead pirate thing. Yeah, that's the idea, save our souls. I was almost thinking like if you control one minion, or if there's only one minion on the battlefield, something like that, to kind of represent the stranded idea. I was also thinking of just like something that summons pirates, maybe. Trying to find some art right now, and then we can probably iron out the effect a bit more. Summon a pirate from your hand that costs 1 or less. Upgrade by 1 whenever a pirate dies. Well, that's interesting. Oh, I just now get what you're saying about save our souls, as like souls being like an undead type of thing. I think that's what you kind of meant, right? Like an undead, almost joke. And it probably should be called save our souls, not SOS. So I'm gonna go ahead and just change that just to make it more clear. Okay, there's this art, which is good, but it doesn't really represent the idea of being stranded, which is, might be fine, but it's like a fight, basically. And it could also be Rogue again, I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out the effect first. But Rogue and Warrior are kind of the two pirate classes, so. Feels roguelike to me, just the whole idea, because the undead stuff. Yeah, I agree. Actually, hold on, I kind of like this art better, and we can just go with an undead pirate kind of theme. So we'll go rogue, because they have spectral cutlass. And maybe more undead pirates, but maybe it doesn't actually need to be a pirate card, but it can just be like return all friendly minions that died this turn to your hand. Yeah, it's a very nice art. Like, this isn't obviously a direct pirate synergy card. I'm a bit hesitant to make a direct pirate synergy card for 2 reasons. Out of the 2 pirate synergy spells that Rogue recently got, one of them was Raiding Party, which didn't go over well, and the other was Cannon Barrage, which, like, I don't think that card excites anyone. I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone is, like, super stoked that Cannon Barrage exists. So there's also Bloodsteel Howler, but that was a minion and it's a pirate itself, so it makes a bit more sense. Just gotta be careful with giving like tribal synergy spells because they're so useless in that not those decks. Oh, you think it's really strong? I haven't really thought about balance yet. My main comparison was Spirit Echoes, which is like 3 mana, same effect, but you can play it at any time. I mean, by virtue of Rogue, maybe it just needs to be more expensive. Because they can always prep it out. I mean, even with prep only reducing 2, I think this is probably still strong. You think 3 mana is better? Charge bullshit OTKs. I mean, you'd have to somehow kill your minions, right? Cool, okay, I like this card. I guess we'll just keep it classic. I'm not really sure. Do you have any suggestions for the set it should be in? It's pretty ubiquitous card. Could have been released in probably any set. I almost want to put it in like Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. Yeah, who cares? Who cares if it's balanced? Like, it doesn't matter if it's balanced, or it doesn't matter what set it's in. This piece of artwork has a watermark that points to ajnazzaro.com, ajnazzaro.com. So I would assume that's the art source. I'm gonna put it in Mean Streets actually, because Mean Streets had a little bit of pirate stuff and a little bit of bounce stuff, so it seems fitting. And it also works with like Death Rattles, honestly, which works well with like Jade Swarmer and Aya and stuff like that. Expansion Mean Street for sure. Yeah, okay, cool. I like this card. I think this is very cool. Okay. Now I want to make something work. A guy named True made a card once that was a 5 mana 4/4 that said costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn. And I thought that the costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn was pretty cool. So I wonder if there's a way you can kind of play with this effect. Maybe put on a spell or something. Yeah, it is pretty neat on a minion. I'm wondering how can we... I don't want to copy his card directly, so like how can we at least distinguish it a little bit? Elemental Mage. Yeah, I think Mage is a pretty natural fit, especially with their Witchwood draw stuff, like Book of Specters, Curio Collector. They've always been a pretty draw class. I mean, with Book of Specters existing, I think if you put it in neutral or Mage, you need to balance it around potentially being able to have a turn 2 draw 4 cards. So that'll end up being a hefty discount for this card probably. So maybe it could be like a 5/5 that costs 7, and then it costs 2 less for each card you've drawn this turn. Or maybe make it a neutral giant. Yeah, I was just thinking about that actually. A neutral giant that has permanent cost reduction. So costs 1 less whenever you draw a card while this is in your hand. Two less for draw. You probably don't mean per turn, right? Or do you mean per turn? I feel like it should be 1 less because it'll always naturally reduce by 1, like at the start of your turn. And we could balance it by making it like 10 mana, let's say. But I think it's honestly balanced at 12. If you have in your opening hand, you're gonna draw like 6 cards by turn 6 plus a couple more. Yeah, so I think 2 less could be fine if this is like 14 or 16 mana, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. They just, I don't think that those mana costs had been ventured into before. So I think draw more than 3 a turn. Yeah, I mean that's why I think it should just be a permanent thing. I think also I would like it to be neutral. I think it would just be cool if we could get it to work in neutral, because like, I think Warlock would find it useful. Maybe Rogue. Do you agree? We could also just make it mage because right. You would never play giant unless it gets under 8 mana. But this the way I have it currently worded is it's a permanent cost reduction, so you could get it to be below 8 mana pretty easily. Yeah, no, I kind of switched it up on you. You're working out? Oh, that's cool. That's funny. But yeah, we could go for a lot of different flavors for this. Storm Giant. Anubisoth are actually giants, so we could call them like Obsidian Giant, basically. That's what they would probably be called. But I think this is pretty balanced, right? Like this. Yeah, I don't know giant lore much either. But Nubisoth are classified as giants, so that might be a good way to go. There's always also this elemental, which I think was called the Time-Bound Giant? What was it? Time-Bound Giant, yeah. It was a 15-mana 8/8 with a similar effect. It was cost 1 less for each card you've drawn. So it feels kind of like we're stealing the effect if we use this art. I think I'll just go with the Anubisoth thing, and then I think I'm going to tweak it a little bit. This art is by Chris Bjors, spelled Bjors. And I'm just gonna go with the Ubisoft flavor probably. Yeah, my call, yeah. I think it doesn't really matter a huge amount. I think I'm gonna tweak it though. I think I'm gonna do 14 mana and then costs 2 less per. So if you have this in your starting hand and you never draw a card, then it'll be the earliest you can play it is turn 5, which is probably fair because you have to hold it in your starting hand. And then I guess we'll put in LOE. Yeah, I think this is fair. Yeah, that's true, but they also have Mountain Giant, which they don't need to have since the start of their, in the starting hand, basically. I had a really bad idea today during work. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but like, it was a Shaman card. Where is Shaman? It was like a 3 mana 4/3, or like, I was thinking about making it Doomsayer themed, but probably not. Probably a 3 mana 3/4, rare or epic. But it was when this unfreezes, destroy all enemy minions. It's like, not only do you have to do you have to freeze this, they have to not kill it. So it's pretty bad, but you like it? I was gonna call it like, I don't know, like Ice Sayer or something, and then make it like a 2 mana 0/7, but that was just dumb because like it's so bad. I think it needs to have stats. Probably like a 3 mana 1. What's the most you can give 3 mana? Like 6 health, I guess. And it probably should be whenever, even though it'll almost certainly only happen once, if ever. Freeze all other minions. I feel like the payoff is not worth it then. I like that from a mechanical point of view. I would probably make it freeze all enemies because, yeah. Yeah, okay. Actually, it's kind of interesting how you don't tweak the effect, or you don't tweak the condition, but it becomes more likely because you tweak the effect. Wait, freeze 2 enemies, what the heck? All enemies, freeze all enemies. Yeah, so now you have, yeah, I kind of like this actually. I'll probably just make it a 2/5 now, so it's a bit more potent by itself. I have a maybe funny flavor for this card. I just have to find an art. Okay, so this is the art. I think there's like a League of Legends character or something like that, but it would be like, he wants to share the freeze with you. Oh, you're right. It did cut out. Sorry. I had to sneeze and I forgot to unmute it, but thank you for telling me that. Maybe something like something giver, because like, or maybe not giver, but like, I don't know, snowball, puffball, adorable, abominable. I'm just throwing names out. Cold comforter. That's also a good fallback. Snowdorable. Is that dumb? Is that dumb? Probably. Adorable. Gosh, I don't know. Cold comfort. Maybe that's just a good, nice simple name. Yeah, I think we might be able to do a bit better. Snowdorable. Gosh, out of my mind is just like running in circles between the same couple things. What are synonyms for cute? Endearing, lovable. Chill. I mean, maybe that's a good place to go. Maybe something snowbank. Oh, nice into ice. Nice ice Sprite. I'll probably do something Wintervale. Like Wintervale puffball or something, because that conveys both like the winter and like gift giving flavors. Or snow puff. Yeah, okay. It puts a little bit of Warcraft flavor in there, and it also conveys the gift giving kind of like part of it. I think this is League of Legends art. Oh no, wait, maybe not actually. Okay, yeah, this is by Zacretz on DeviantArt. Zacretz. I don't know. I thought it was League of Legends. I think League might have similar monsters. I'll just keep it classic, honestly, because probably doesn't fit in KNC. It's too lighthearted for KNC. Man, never really dumb idea for a card. Are the lackeys balanced at 2 mana? They're pretty balanced at 2 mana, right? Like, they're good, but... So what about like a 2 mana 1/1? Like, becomes a random lackey each turn in your hand. what costs to. Yeah, it will, but like, okay, imagine this. So it's like it's probably a bit broken, not gonna lie. Though to be fair, I almost feel like lackeys are generally not that good 2-drops. The only one that's a good 2-drop is the faceless summoner guy. You feel it's a bit weak? Welcome, by the way. I feel like if I was worried that it's a bit strong, but you're worried that it's a bit weak. I mean, the lackeys are balanced, if not a bit good at 2, right? Because you have like 2 mana 1/1 summon a random 2-drop. The witchy one's probably a bit bad at 2. Start a game, draw this. It feels pretty potent. Start a game, draw this is always really dangerous because it could just cause for decks to have 29 cards, which a lot of decks would run. Probably like every deck. Ones that don't care about hand size, at least. And I'll just cross-ref the wording on, what's it called? That one. Not Chameleos. Oh, Shifter's Zerus. Each turn, this is in your hand, transform it into a random minion. Meanwhile, Chameleos is each turn, this is in your hand. Yeah, okay, so probably want to go for the each turn. And then what does Forbiddenness Flip say? It doesn't say anything about cost, so. How do I specify the cost? Each turn that is in your hand, transform into a random lackey. Costs 2, just like that. A second sentence, maybe. Okay, I mean that kind of fits. It looks kind of awkward though. Then it sounds like it kind of like chains up almost. You could also go like gain the effect, has the effect of a random lackey. This is probably best because it pretty much implies that it stays the 2 mana 1/1 with the same art and name of whatever it has, and the text box will basically change each turn. It's basically a it's more like Forbiddenness Floop than it is like Shifter's Zerus, which is fine because I think this is. Oh, you saw Vass on Reddit? Yeah, thanks. Some people were thinking about it should be in Rogue instead of Hunter, which got me thinking a little bit. I think I made the right decision putting it in Hunter because Hunter generally just doesn't have that much fun tools to play with. Well, they have fun tools, but nothing like the card generations that Warrior, Warlock, and Rogue have seen. So I think it was cool to give it to Hunter. We did make that card on stream actually, so the card was 2 mana, discover it was a 2 mana hunter spell, discover an expansion, replace all the cards in your deck with random cards from that expansion. They cost 1 less, so it was very similar to Renounced Darkness and Explore Ngoro. Those were the 2 main inspirations. some pretty cool faceless art if we want to go for the faceless flavor. I'm really tempted to call this like omnipotent lackey, but you don't want to put lackey in the name because that would just confuse people. Sure thing. Thanks for dropping by. Good luck with the workout. What's a synonym of lackey? Maybe henchman? Servant? Omnipotent servant? Oh, I was like valet. But omnipotent servant might just, yeah, it's very wordy. You're right. It doesn't feel a bit Hearthstone. It doesn't feel very Hearthstone-y. Also, it means like, I guess I kind of didn't really realize what it meant. It means like unlimited power. I thought it just meant like all being, or like could be anything. So I guess like a synonym for shifting is probably what we want. Or I guess shifting servant is really not that bad, honestly. What cards are named shifting right now? There's shifting scroll, shifting shade, shooting star, and of course shifter Xeris. So I feel like shifting shade or shifting shadow, that's already a card. Or shifting shade is at least. I feel like this is good. Shifting servant. It kind of references the shifting scroll and shifter Xeris cards because it basically has the same effect. I also like can't find the art source for this card other than I know that it's maybe from a card game called Evertale or a video game called Evertale. Yeah, I think that's right. So shifting servant seems good. All right, cool. Okay, where to next? I kind of want to make a priest card. I feel like I usually don't make priest cards. Start a game effect for priest? Sure. Like a exclusive priest start of game card? I usually don't. Like, I never made that many start of game cards besides on stream, but like they're actually pretty fun to make. Alright, cool. So I think I don't want to restrict any possible designs, but I think it has to be legendary. Just because, like, it's really hard to balance non-legendary starter game effects. Also, we can't discount that it could be on a spell, but probably not, because then it has to have effect. Okay, yeah, so it has to be on a minion too. Never mind. I shouldn't have said anything about the spell. That was kind of dumb. Alright, start a game. So priest has... Oh, what about, replace... neutral cards in your deck with the random ones from your... with random cards from your opponent's deck. Sounds too random. Yeah. maybe this is a good starting point though. I always try to create starter game cards that are increasing the variance and interest within a game. Like Prince Malkozar was pretty good in that regard because it just made games more fun. They're definitely really hard to balance. That's why I kind of just like going for these random effects that are like generally seem like they would be bad because they are usually bad, but like they're fun for players at least. So, but it's maybe a good starting point. So let's see where we can go from here. So, this doesn't need to be a Thief Priest card. I can't reply too much. Yeah, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I'm a pro at talking to myself and saying random stuff, but it doesn't need to be a Thief Priest card, but it could replace neutral cards in your deck with maybe Mind Visions, like that 1 minute spell. That might be too crazy. Like start a game, add a Mind Vision to both players' hands. The idea here is you're more likely to want a random card from your opponent's hand than they want a random card from your hand. Wonder if there's a better spell to do this with. Let's see, look at Priest's basic spells. Probably best to only use their basic spells because otherwise it will get confusing. Okay, Priest has... Oh my gosh. Okay, Holy Smite. That's kind of not really Priesty. Mind Vision, of course. Power Word Shield. Divine Spirit. Mind Blast, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Death. Holy Nova, and Mind Control. So probably Mind Vision is better. Wow, this is some fantastic art. This is by Annika Mar, ANNIKAMAAR. What priest trainer are there? Oh, Iridy, Shadow Priestess. That might be good. Mindbender, Iridy. I almost don't want to make it understated either. I feel like it's kind of cool if it's a 2-mana 2/3. there a card that gives both players a card? I don't think so. I think you use both players rather than each player though. And Ghastly Conjurer says add a mirror image spell to your hand. So yeah, I think this should be good. Start a game, add a mind vision spell to both players' hands. I like this actually. Okay, wow, I like the other text box making better. And I'll go ahead and just keep it in classic because I don't see a great fit anywhere else. I guess Mind Control Priest was pushing Rumble a bit, but it doesn't really look like a Rumble card. Classic is my go-to. Doesn't fit anywhere else. Didn't Blizzard print this card exactly? They made a 5/1 with Magnetic. I guess not. They printed Steel Rager, right? Added Rush though. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me. They printed War Gear, I guess. All right, I kind of want to design a neutral common pack filler. Maybe not neutral, but. This isn't really common, but Battle Cry. Give a friendly minion Rush, Divine Shield, and Taunt. Or give a friendly minion with Rush, Divine Shield, or Taunt the other two abilities. That could be rare. And a 2/2 probably. Give a friendly minion with Rush, Divine Shield, or Taunt the other two abilities. So if you could give a Rush minion Divine Shield and Taunt, a Divine Shield minion Rush and Taunt, or a Taunt minion Rush and Divine Shield. And I will probably word it with Divine Shield first, so its space is better. I'm not sure if this flavor is a good flavor, but make it 3/3/3 and then something a trio. I know this is like the Lost Vikings or whatever from Blizzard, I guess. This art is by Rodrigo Camilo de Almeida, so he's on ArtStation. Maybe call them the Hiking Vikings. Has Wind Fury this turn if one of your friendly minions attacked the wrong enemy this turn? Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. Okay, I like that as like an unset card. Or like a humorous card. I feel like the amount of support is just so low. We've got like three cards in GVG or something like that, and then like Noggin Fogger, and that's it. But I really like the idea. That's very funny. Let's see how many cards say wrong enemy on it. Or okay, wrong enemy. There's like 6, and yeah, so there's 6 of them minus. Oh no, there's like actually 6. Okay, that makes sense. Put this in Ngoro, I guess, because of the hiking jungle theme. That's probably about all I got. Well, I didn't succeed at my goal of creating a pack filler common, so. I also want to do something like 3 mana, deal 3 damage, +1 damage if you have a weapon equipped, combo, +1 damage. Sounds kind of weird, but it's worded very strangely, but okay, I don't like this idea. The more I look at it, it's just confusing me. But maybe just a 3 mana, deal 3 damage, combo something for rogue. Oh, I have an idea for a pack filler. Get 3 mana 4/3 with combo. Your next combo this turn triggers an additional time. And this would be in Rumble. And it works with Spirit of the Shark so that you can Spirit of the Shark into this, and then your next combo triggers 3 times instead of twice, which is crazy. Oh, and it should be minion. Your minion's next combo? Or your next minion combo, that might be fine. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Is there any shark-looking Rumble full art? I'm sure there is. There is Raging Contender, which this guy's apparently a pirate, so oh, I copied the link wrong. This art is by Matt Dixon from Rusticon's Rumble. Or I guess I could just be your next combo minion this turn. It's more clear, I think. Not for a name, I guess. There was Sharkfin Fan as a neutral card. This one's called a Raging Contender, which I don't really like. Is there anything better than that? Shark-toothed Harpooner. What are types of sharks? Hammerhead. I can't believe I'm looking at this right now. Great White, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't really roll off the tongue though. Shark Wielder. The reason that minion is in there is because there's actually never been a card that has combos triggered twice on spells, because it ends up being non-functional a lot of times. Like, for example, Eviscerate is really confusing. Like, does it deal another 4 damage randomly? Probably not. Does it set the damage equal to 4 twice? Yeah, that's probably more likely, which, like, doesn't do anything. Because Spirit of the Shark only has minions, because combo on minions is basically just a glorified battle cry, so it's ensured to work. Whereas combo on spells can, like, combo can modify a previous part of the spell, which kind of makes it very... Yeah, there is. It's Spirit of the Shark, but it's only your minions battle cries and combos. And that's kind of what this card is based off of. Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad, but, like, it's kind of hard. Like, there's lots of spells that it wouldn't work with, like Eviscerate, for example. Oh, this should be a pirate also, just based on the Rosticon's Rumble card. Sharkbait. Battler. Probably Bloodthirsty. That should be good. Bloodthirsty. Angler, maybe, something like that. Yeah, okay. I guess he doesn't really look like a fisher, though. He's just kind of like some crazy dude. Maybe just Sharkbait Battler. Okay, I like that better. Rogues don't... I feel like rogues don't generally just, like, rush into battle, but this guy is just crazy. Okay, I'll probably top down a card to finish it off for today. I like this art a lot, but I don't know if we're going to be able to really make a good spell out of it. Like 3 mana. Add all 3 animal companions to your hand. How does Call of the Wild have it? What's it called? Call of the... Oh, doesn't this just say like summon... Oh, it says summon all 3 animal companions. Okay, so add all 3 animal companions to your hand is correct. I could be just really lazy and call this card Companionship. I feel like the Orphan is almost the best case here. Yeah, I know. What's up? DM drawings, by the way. I feel like font size might actually not be that bad if once I get it. It always looks bad when you're tweaking it, and then once you finally get it, it's like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. That's pretty bad though, actually. This is probably the best one we got, is this one where Animal Companions is on its own line. Add all 3 Animal Companions to your hand. So this is 3 mana, draw 3 good cards. Okay, that's probably too strong. Hunter definitely should have this at 4 mana. And we need a much better name for this. What's the 6 mana? Oh, it's called To My Side, right? To My Side. $5? Druid spells do tend to be a bit expensive, but I mean, I just have a hard time believing Hunter will like do nothing and spend 4 mana on the spell. Yeah, that's true. They're pretty good minions. They're not worth 3 mana. They're worth a bit more than 3 mana, like 3.5 or maybe 4. Not really 4, but 3.5. So yeah, 5 is probably, that's probably good. You're getting like 10 mana worth of valuable cards, so 9 mana, 10, 10. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with 5, and then we just need a better name. I really liked To My Side. That's a really good name. Really messing with targeted card draw costing. You mean like tutoring? Yeah, like, I assume you mean tutoring. For a while, people were like, tutoring should be more expensive, and then they printed stuff like Ice Fishing and Forge of Souls, which I think those 2 cards are great because it shows how you can have like really cheap tutor cards that are like worse. Yeah, I mean, I think it's neat. Like Forge of Souls, everyone was like, wow, it's broken. Like 2 mana, draw 2 weapons. What the heck? That's like better Arcane Intellect. But in the end, that card is really balanced, so it's very interesting. Yeah, Raiding Party. Yeah, that card is rightfully 4 mana. It's really just like, it was such a powerhouse combo with like prep, Raiding Party, Waggle Pick, and then drop free 0 mana 3/3 taunts. Like, what is such a power play, and it thins your deck. The Druid draw 3. Oh, Crystal Song Portal. Yeah, I kind of like what they're doing with like Master's Call and Crystal Song Portal, and I mean, yeah, it's already seeing a decent amount of play. I don't like what they're doing with Omega Assembly. I don't think that was a smart card to print. I don't think the Omega cards were generally that well received. Oh, what's up, Dario? Yeah, I didn't play that much in the beginning of Rise of Shadows. I was thinking of buying that Thunder King bundle because I literally never played during Rastakon's Rumble, so I have like no cards from it. And I know it's gonna be out of cycle soon enough, but okay, now to find a name for this card because I'm putting it off. So there's To My Side. That's the 6 mana summon 2. There's Warlock Omega card. Yeah, there was like that Barista Lynchen deck that was really funny. You Omega Agent, Barista Lynchen, and then you have like 3 Omega Agents. It's so much value. Hunt you down. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like Hunter quotes, you know, something meta. Or like Beastly Buddies or something. Friendship is forever. Spell for ogre stuff? Shaman. Or warrior. Definitely those two classes. Yeah, gang's all here. Alright, I'll look up like Rexar with Gamepedia. I'm sure there'll be like some Rexar quotes on here, or some Rexar fun facts. Man, he has 6 animal companions? 2 of them are dead though. Also, like, I kind of just like found better art, unfortunately. Hold on, I have to save it. I really like this art a lot, but Draw of the Wild, like barely even rhymes, but it's funny. Okay, this art is probably better. I think this is like technically used, but I feel like there's some really like obvious pet trope that I'm missing here. Like man's best friends or something. I don't want to call it that just because like I feel like man's best friend is a dumb term. Maybe I'm just really picky, but there are elves and stuff. Oh, like elf's best friend or something. Draw of the Wild. I'm not doing Draw of the Wild. That's a funny name, but oh gosh, I have no idea what to call this card. I guess it really doesn't matter that much. Beastly Buddies is probably the best I got, unless someone has a non-Draw of the Wild idea. Bah. Is it bad? It's pretty bad, isn't it? Menagerie something? Doesn't have multiple tribes though. Where do I get my art? So I use a lot of official adventure art because it's really high quality. I use ArtStation and Google Images and Discord Art Gallery. And for finding sources, I usually just reverse image search. That tends to work very well. Yeah, Pinterest can be pretty good too. I don't actually have an account, but I usually find stuff on there that people have pinned. Okay. Whatever I pick, it's gonna be worse than something someone has already made. And someone's probably made this exact card before. So, I'm just gonna call it Beastly Buddies and just like call it a day because I'm just tired of looking at this card. I know it's a bad name, but like there's been a lot of Animal Companion spin-off cards, and I'm certain that one of them has a better name than Beastly Buddies. So I'll concede on this one. I have created a bad card name. And I'll do one more card since there's like all of a sudden people coming in at the last second. Oh my gosh, downgrade your opponent's hero power. We're not doing this, are we? Oh god. I don't know. I'm just clicking through them. Mass clicking through them. They're as bad as I expected, if not slightly worse. Just because corrupted totem makes me like, what the? It's so it's so game intruding. Like, it has no right to be that like impactful. Alright. What do you guys think about my new spell? It's called Unnecessary Tech Card. It's give a minion immune to poisonous. You just love ogres, don't you? Look at the art though. He's like, he's holding off all these poisonous arrows. It's so flavorful. I'm just kidding. I feel like there's just like no support cards in standard for that. So like, and you'd have to build your deck around such a weird card idea. I mean, it's like a funny like meme concept, I would say. Boromir wannabe? What does that mean? It's pretty interesting, but like I feel like players generally don't have fun with it unless it's like Noggin Fogger, which is like a meme card. Poison arrow. Boromir's a fictional character, and oh jeez, I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. Okay, I'll probably top down on art, but not this one. Oh, he gets shot with a dozen arrows. When a minion dies of poisonous, resummon it. It's still pretty like it's kind of like a weird tech card. Give a minion a turn to get ready. That's pretty funny. There's also like a really weird new error message in the game. It doesn't have voice line, but if you, I'm trying to even remember, but like, oh, it's the 2-mana resummon all friendly beasts that died this turn. If you don't have any beasts that died this turn, you can't play it. And it says like, there's no beast that died this turn. It doesn't say it out loud with voice acting. I'm just surprised they coded it so that you can't play it like that. Okay, maybe we will create a card with this art. Just not a poisonous tech card. I mean, it could have something to do with poisonous, just not a poisonous tech card. Yeah, I don't know either. It's a very cool art, but like, you want to make it a flavorful card, but you don't want to make it a poisonous tech card because it doesn't need there doesn't need to be a poisonous card. Yeah, I do know that Justified Mallet is a neutral. It's on my list of cards to change. Thank you for pointing it out, though. It should be Paladin, obviously. Oh, you want to make it a warrior card? I don't know why I thought Hunter immediately, but I think it could work in like a lot of classes. Maybe we make it like a self-damage synergy card. Yeah, too tough to die. Green equals hunter. Yeah, maybe that was my thoughts. I don't really know what my thoughts were. Oh wait, hold on. I think I like accidentally broke it somehow. I need to find the art again and press upload again. Oh no, where was it? All of a sudden I can't find it. Unflinching. Oh, you want it to be a minion? Or it could actually just be a spell called Juggernaut. That would be pretty cool, in my opinion. Like unflinching resilience or something. It's a very long name. Just like Juggernaut is kind of cool though. Like I want it to be like a self-damage support card. I mean, I think that's the obvious route, but I think it's a good route. 'Tis but a flesh wound, indeed. Self-damage warrior is such a fickle beast. They've really never done it right. Like, animated berserker and overlord's whip are just kind of weird. And you don't want it to be like, after you play a minion, give it +1 health and deal 1 damage to it, because it's just like auto-completing it. And you don't really need to think about it at all. I mean, is it dumb if it's like 0 mana, deal 1 damage to your minions, return this to your hand next turn? What is that? I don't feel like clicking on that link. It's like a Google Drive. Is it like a card? I'm kind of concerned. Not that I don't trust you, but I don't want to open that on stream. It's a card. Okay, I believe you. I trust you. Okay, I believe you. It's undercover agent. Can only take up to 3 damage at a time. Oh yeah, actually it could also be a little bit like Commandy Shout in that way. Like 1 mana, give, or 2 mana, or yeah, we'll say 1 mana, give a minion, or choose a friendly minion. It only takes 1 damage from sources this turn. It could be worded better, but... Oh, actually a single target Commanding Shout as a common without the card draw and like 0 mana. That's actually kind of cool. I actually like that a lot as a common. Give you the picture. You can make a card. The this kind of arrowy guy. I'll look up the source right now, and then I'll type it. I'll paste the source in chat once I find it. And then I just want to mess with the spacing of this wording a little bit, and that'll probably be it for this card. We both submit to Reddit. Me and Pi did something like that once. Yeah, the text box is pretty gross right now. Okay, this is Marksman Ability 2 by Gamaldinov on DeviantArt, so I'll link the art in the chat. Okay, let's see. Maybe crank the font size down a little bit, see if we can get choose a friendly minion on the first line. That might be good. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's not bad. That's pretty good. It's a little small, but it fits very cleanly on the 3 lines. I think Juggernaut is also too epic of a name now, so something like just Resilience might work, honestly. Resilience. I don't know how to spell that. I think that's right. You didn't know that, Dario? Yeah, you do two brackets, two curly braces, I mean, and then capital font size, and then you can do equals, negative, and then any number. Yeah, I know it's a lifesaver. It's a Hearth Cards life hack. Join me tomorrow with more life hacks such as pause vert. This one will blow your mind. I've never used this one because it always makes it look weird, but here, I'll crank it up to like 9 so I can show you better. Yeah, you see that? You see how it's like shifting upwards? How far could this go? Oh, 39 is too much. I think this might work. Custom gem equals lime or green or something like that. I don't think it might not show in the preview, but you can do custom gem colors. There's a couple of them. Okay, wait, what did I have it as? Font size equals -5. I want to go back. Take me back. Are you guys cool with resilience as a name? Because I think it's 0 mana common spells tend to have really simple names like regenerate. That one adaptation spell was 1 mana, but it was adaptation or adaptation rather. Zap is a recent one. Pounce, that druid spell. I think it's fine. Okay, cool. And I'll leave it classic because it resilience names in the future. I mean, I think it's fine. We haven't seen a card named resilience yet, so like you can always just put a modifier. So I mean, they have cards called like silence, charge, zap, so I feel like it's not a huge deal. The gem color override, hold on, I'll test it after this. Let me just hit create on this card and we'll test that real quick. It's not like super useful unless you're, I don't know, unless you're making a like custom rarity, I guess. I've never seen someone do that, but I theorized it once. It was called I don't even remember what it was called. It was called like mini epic or something. It was really dumb. I don't know. It was basically just like it had the rarity of an epic, but the restrictions of a legendary. Just because I wanted to design more legendary effects, but wanted players to get them more freely. That was dumb of me. Don't do that. Okay, let's see. So, 1 minute 1/1. Let me see about custom gem equals green. I'm not sure if this will work. Yeah, so that did work. And I think there's a couple other colors. I think red works. Yep. I don't know a full list of the colors though. Okay, my brain can only take so much lo-fi hip-hop. I'm pausing this. Oh really? You know all the different ones, Dario? And yep, that's correct, DM Rawlings. Okay, so let's go through the cards we made today real quick. I started with Spotlight. It's a Warlock self-damage synergy card. Definitely been done before, but I think the flavor is a bit unique, which kind of helps its case for existing. Probably my favorite card we made today is Save Our Souls. Maybe not my favorite, but I like this one a lot. It's just like a Spirit Echo, but a bit worse / better at the same time for Rogue. It's just a bit different. Decided to put it as Mean Streets because they had some bounce and pirate synergy, and it's got kind of like an undead pirate theme, which is a rogue kind of pirate flavor theme. Obsidian Giant is another giant, I guess. It's a bit similar to the Time-Bound Giant from Taverns of Time, but it was designed like independently of it. And we had it as 12 mana, costs 1 less whenever you draw a card while it's in your hand. But We put it as 14 and cost 2 less because I feel like it's a bit more fun and you can get it out a bit quicker. Wintervale Snow Puff started as whenever this unfreezes, destroy all enemy minions, which was like crazy and it would definitely never live. So we thought that by giving it a worse effect, it actually makes the card better because players will more likely feel that they don't need to kill this if you manage to freeze it. It's probably still a pretty bad card because like you'd have to freeze this yourself generally, and I usually don't like creating like self-freeze synergy cards, but I mean I just thought it was a neat condition and reward. So probably my favorite card we made today is Shifting Servant. It's basically a 2-mana random lackey. It's got the Camellia / Shifter Zeros effect, but it only transforms into lackeys and it keeps the 2-mana restriction. And I think this card also works well with the fact that they're adding new lackeys in future expansions, in the Year of the Dragon expansions. The only thing I don't like about this card is that it basically was required to be an epic due to complexity reasons, but you're only playing cards that are like of common like impact. Like all the lackeys could be commons probably. So you're putting an epic in your deck and then you're only playing with commons. So that might not be fun for some players, but there are also some really boring commons in the game. Like To My Side, for example. That's just the first one that comes to my head. I mean, I guess it's not that boring, but Mindbender Irrity. Someone suggested we make a start of game card for Priest. And I wanted to make one kind of without a restriction. I originally had one that said replace all neutral cards in your deck with random cards from your opponent's deck. But that was like really high variance and just like, why would you want to replace garbage in your deck with more garbage? So this is just a symmetric effect that adds a mind vision to both players' hands. It's not boring. You can go phase. There are some boring epics. You have to agree with that. Like, I mean, I feel bad for Force of Nature because it got nerfed, but like Force of Nature is so boring looking back at it now that we have like landscaping and stuff like that. But yeah, that's Mindbender Irrity. Not much to say about it. Hiking Vikings is a weird card, keyword interaction card. Give a friendly minion with Divine Shield, Rush, or Taunt the other 2 abilities. So I don't know exactly how to evaluate this card. It's probably bad just because usually you don't see cards that don't seem very broken see play. But it's I think it's like what's it called, the Corpse Taker, and then it can be used in some interesting like keyword focused decks. Sharkbait Battler, I just want to make a common card, and this synergizes with Spirit of the Shark because it good deck building challenge. Sharkbait Battler synergizes with Spirit of the Shark because it triggers an additional time instead of twice, so you can actually use this with Spirit of the Shark and then your next combo will trigger it 3 times. Other than that, it's just like a 3-mana 4/3 pirate. Award for most generic name in existence, Beastly Buddies. I don't really have to talk about this card very much. It's pretty much just a pack filler that's probably been designed a million times before. The only consideration we had was making it 4 mana or 5 mana, but I think 5 mana is definitely the right choice. And finally, Resilience is also a common. It's basically a smaller commanding shout, but I think I like this card a lot. It doesn't seem too good, but like if in a very draw heavy warrior deck, I think this could be very cool. And I'll just look at your card. Is this your ogre card that you've been designing? Oh, you didn't give it a name. Okay, I'll look at this real quick. So how do I... Hold on, let me just move this to the other screen real quick. Okay, so this is Shang XP's card. Give him minion +2. If it has poisonous, give it taunt. So I'm trying to think. Have we seen a direct... Yeah, it's the kind of card you want to get randomly. I feel like a lot of comments are like that. I think that you're referring to Resilience, by the way, which... Anyway. I think Warrior has a couple cards which directly buff like this. I don't think that part's too bad. I mean, I guess, like, really all that I'm looking at is just, like, a very much a worse version of Mark of the Wild for Druid. And it's, like, a Poisonous Warrior card, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of interesting. I feel like Poisonous is probably a bit better, like, thematically fit to classes like Rogue and Hunter. 1 mana give a minion +2/+2 might be a bit scary. I would probably put it in, like, Hunter or something like that, and then... gosh, yeah, I don't know. I think giving a poison minion a taunt is a bit interesting though, because like then your opponent's really forced to trade into it. But I like it. I like the idea of the card. And with that, that will conclude today's stream. Thank you everyone for watching. We had like Dario and DM Rawlings pop in at the end there. That was fun. But I should be back tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.